I was only 13 when my world collapsed. My own parents, the people who were supposed to protect me, turned their backs on me because of the color of my skin. My mother was white, my father too, but they saw me as a mistake, something to erase, something to be ashamed of. On that day, they left me at the edge of town with nothing but a small bag and the echo of their cruelty. I thought my life was over, until a wealthy uncle I barely knew took me in. 15 years later, when I had built the kind of life they once said I'd never deserve, they came back, begging for forgiveness. But some wounds never heal. My childhood was a battlefield I never asked for. Born into a white family, I was a reminder of secrets no one wanted to admit. My mother's relatives whispered, my father's friends mocked, and in our own house, I felt like a stranger. My darker skin made me an outcast in my own family. By 13, the tension reached its breaking point. My parents told me they couldn't carry the shame anymore. Those words seared into me. They didn't just abandon me, they tried to erase me. They shoved a small backpack into my hands and drove away without looking back. For days I drifted, hungry, terrified, and numb. No one came searching. No one cared, except for one person. My mother's older brother, Uncle Richard, had always been distant, almost a myth to me. He was wealthy, respected, and unapologetically powerful. When he heard what my parents had done, he showed up in his expensive car, pulled me in, and said only one thing. You're mine now, and I'll make sure they regret this. From that day on, my life shifted. Uncle Richard wasn't just rich. He was ruthless when it came to family loyalty. He gave me a home, private schooling, and opportunities one never imagined. But he also gave me something far more valuable, the belief that I was worth something. And with every achievement, every success, the shadow of my parents' betrayal fueled me. Living with Uncle Richard was like stepping into another world. His estate was sprawling, filled with art, libraries, and halls that seemed endless. For the first time, I had my own room, a bed that didn't creak, clothes that weren't hand-me-downs. But more than comfort, he gave me structure and expectations. He saw potential in me when no one else did. He enrolled me in the best schools, hired tutors, and constantly reminded me that intelligence and discipline were the greatest weapons against prejudice. Let them hate, he'd say, but never let them outwork you. At school, I still felt the sting of racism. Whispers followed me in hallways, classmates mocked my skin. Some teachers treated me with coldness. But unlike before, I wasn't defenseless. I buried myself in studies, sports, and debate clubs. Every cruel remark became fuel. By 17, I was excelling, top grades, scholarships lined up, my name on trophies. Uncle Richard became both guardian and strategist. He taught me about business, investments, and influence. While other kids spent weekends at parties, I spent mine shadowing him at boardrooms, learning how the wealthy shaped the world behind closed doors. He made sure I understood power, not just money. Still, I carried scars. At night, I'd replay the moment my parents drove away. Their faces blurred, but their words stayed sharp. I longed for closure, for some acknowledgement of the pain they caused. But they never called, never wrote, never showed up, not even once. To them, I didn't exist. Years passed, and I grew into the life they said I'd never have. By my late 20s, I had graduated from a top university, launched my own company, and built a reputation as someone unstoppable. I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. And yet a quiet storm brewed inside me. Then 15 years after the night they abandoned me, the past came knocking. One evening, as I walked into a charity gala I was hosting, I froze. Standing by the entrance, nervously clutching each other, were my parents. Their faces older, worn, and desperate. For a moment, time collapsed. I was 13 again, staring at the people who broke me. They approached with trembling hands and tear-streaked faces. "We're so sorry," my mother whispered. "We were wrong. We need your help." The room spun. My parents, who once threw me away like trash, were now at my mercy. I didn't answer them immediately. Instead, I let them follow me into the grand hall where hundreds of guests mingled, where my name was being celebrated as the host. I wanted them to see the life I had built without them. The chandeliers, the laughter, the respect, the power. When we finally sat down in a quiet corner, they began to unravel their story. My father's business had collapsed. They were drowning in debt, losing their home, barely surviving. They spoke of regret, of sleepless nights, of missing me. But every word felt hollow. I studied them carefully. Did they regret abandoning me? Or did they just regret the consequences they now faced? Finally, my father leaned forward, voice cracking. We need your support. Just a little financial help to get back on our feet. You're doing so well, surely you can understand. Understand? The same man who once told me I'd ruin their lives because of my skin was now begging me to save his. I let silence hang between us. Then I spoke, my voice steady. Do you remember the night you left me? The words you said? The way you never looked back? My mother sobbed, nodding. My father shifted uncomfortably. You wanted me gone, I continued. You wanted to erase me. And now you want me to forget it all because you're in need. They reached for me, but I pulled back. I built this life without you. Every step, every success, every ounce of strength. I did it in spite of you. Their tears didn't move me. Their pleas didn't soften me. In that moment, I realized forgiveness wasn't owed. It had to be earned. And they had done nothing to earn it. I stood up, leaving them seated in silence. The gala music swelled in the background, laughter echoing from people who actually valued me. I leaned in one last time and whispered, I don't owe you forgiveness. I don't owe you rescue. You taught me how to live without you. And that's exactly what I'll keep doing. Their faces crumbled as I walked away, swallowed by the brightness of the hall. For years, I had dreamed of this moment, facing them, making them see what they lost. And when it finally came, I felt no triumph, no vengeance. Only clarity. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. Sometimes, it's simply living the life they swore you'd never have. That night, I realized my true family was never the ones who abandoned me. It was the uncle who believed in me, the mentors who guided me, the friends who stood beside me. Blood may tie us to people, but love and loyalty are what make a family. As I closed the chapter on my parents, I left viewers with this. What would you do if the people who hurt you most came crawling back? Would you forgive, or would you walk away? Because sometimes, the most powerful answer is silence.